Hello, welcome. My name is Sarah, and I'm in the undergraduate recruitment department at Carleton University. Thanks for coming to our session. You are currently in the Greek and Roman Studies, Archaeology, and Religion session. We're going to get started momentarily. I just want to run through a couple things. So even though we are meeting virtually today, I would like to acknowledge that Carleton campus is situated on the unceded territories of the Algonquin Territory. And a few running through housekeeping things. If you are in here, you see that there is a general chat section and there is a Q&A section. We ask that you, if you have any questions, to put it in the Q&A or feel free to engage in the chat. That's fine as well. We'll be hearing from each program separately. So I would like to introduce our presenters here, Dr. Kennedy Clausen, Nigel Klimek, sorry, Nigel. Nigel and Dr. Christopher Jensen. Without further ado, we will kick it off with religion.
Okay. Hi there. I'm Chris Jensen, and I'm the interim director of the religion program here at Carleton. I'd like to begin by welcoming all of you to the religion and sorry, Liz, your program also. The religion and Greek and Roman studies orientation event. And I'd just like to thank you for taking the time to come in and learn about our programs. If you're interested in learning more, or if you have any specific questions, I'll be swinging by the program's booth for around half an hour till around noon after the conclusion of these remarks. If you can't stick around, I'd also welcome emails, and I've just posted my email address to the chat. And obviously, this is also of use if you're watching a recording of this event after the fact. Okay, so essentially the question, why study religion at Carleton, can be broken down into two component parts. The first is why study religion, and the second is why do so at Carleton. So the remainder of my brief comments will be breaking down those two questions. So in answer to the first, why might one study religion? Life in Canada in 2022 remains profoundly informed by religion. To use a couple examples from recent news, we've seen convoy protesters on Parliament Hill chanting Bible verses, as well as the Quebec government banning religious clothing. Likewise, we've seen local religious communities rallying to provide support for members who are isolated or otherwise challenged by the pandemic. Religion is a vital component of both individual experience and broader social and political movements. As such, it is not possible to truly make sense of the mosaic of Canadian life without understanding the role of religion in it. More broadly, religious histories and the tensions associated with them play a major role in international relations as well. As such, I'd suggest that understanding religion is a fundamental component of cultural competency, and it would benefit you in any number of future career paths. It will also allow you to contribute more fully to public life and civil society in an increasingly global future. Now, you might be asking, what does it mean to study religion in a university setting? I'm not really interested in learning to be a priest. Now, I've gotten that a lot, and in fact, it got to the point that whenever I would take a flight, I would introduce myself as a historian of religion instead of someone in religious studies, just to avoid that particular question. Now, just so that you know, the academic study of religion is not a faith-based activity. You can be a religious studies scholar regardless of your personal religious beliefs or your lack thereof. Instead, the aim of religious studies is to provide a disciplined, historically nuanced understanding of specific people, groups, and movements, using the tools of history, anthropology, gender studies, and many other academic disciplines. The unifying focus of these various approaches is a recognition that religion, in its many forms, is a significant part of human culture, and that any understanding of human culture needs to be informed by realizing its religious components. For more information, you can see the Why Study Religion page on the religion program's website, and I'll be posting a link to that in the chat afterwards. So this brings us to our second question, namely, why study religion at Carleton? Well, Carleton boasts a robust and diverse faculty with a wide range of interests and who employed a variety of methods in our exploration of religious issues. We have specialists in modern Hinduism, in biblical archaeology, Islamic philosophy, Buddhist narrative, contemporary Jewish life, and many, many more topics. As such, if you want to learn about history, mythology, politics, gender, literature, poetry, philosophy, or human embodiment, you will find classes that speak to your interests among our course offerings. And you can see our program's Who Will I Learn From page for more information on our various research interests. Likewise, if you're interested in seeing the kind of academic work done by religion faculty, I'd encourage you to view some of the recorded lectures and roundtables that we've hosted in the last couple of years, and these are also posted to our website. For a few examples, some religion faculty recently took it upon themselves to unpack the religious elements seen at the convoy protests in response to the large-scale failure of the media to recognize or interpret them correctly. The page also features lectures by world-class professors on such topics as the need to decolonize religion departments and religious studies as a discipline, as well as a recent talk, and this was just a couple of days ago, on the ways that contemporary Thai lay people use social media to police the conduct of Thai Buddhist monks. And all of these sorts of topics can be broadly grouped under the heading of academic study of religion. Now, in more practical terms, religion is a small program, and that means that we can take each student's success seriously. For a few examples, we encourage students to reach out to faculty with questions and concerns. We prioritize small class sizes, especially at the third and fourth year levels. Our program coordinator, me this year, reaches out and checks in with all majors once a year just to make sure that things are going okay as they progress through the program. And both myself and many of my colleagues welcome opportunities to include students in research collaborations. Recognizing the changing job market, we've updated many of our courses to include experiential learning elements in order to hone practical skills like academic research and task-based writing. And moreover, if you become a major in the honors stream of our program, you'll have the opportunity to work on an honors research essay, which will team you up with a faculty mentor and provide you with the valuable experience of planning and executing a large-scale research project. And these are exactly the sort of practical skills that could allow you to stand out from the crowd in a crowded job market. Having the experience of writing such a research project is also excellent training for grad school, if that's something you're interested in. Now, there's obviously much more that I could say about our exciting program, but I think that it would probably be more helpful for me to listen to you at this point. So if you have any questions about studying religion at Carleton, please stick around or head over to the religion booth afterwards, and I'd be happy to talk to you there. Otherwise, you can also send me emails to my email address, which is posted in the chat there. So thank you very much, and it'll be a pleasure to speak to you later.
Thank you.
And I'm just going to do jazz hands until I'm done.
Yeah.
Hey!
Thanks. I'm going to speak for the Greek and Roman Studies program and the Archaeology minor, and I'm going to share my screen in order to do that. Like Professor Jensen, I am the coordinator and advisor for the Greek and Roman Studies program this year, as he is for religion. So let me find my PowerPoint. Greek and Roman Studies and Archaeology. This is the Roman Forum, which is a place where I have taken students. This has been my classroom, so I hope that once COVID passes, we can make it so again. At high school, you may have studied history, English, arts, sciences, but Greek and Roman Studies might not have been one of your main topics of study. Perhaps in a history course, you did a unit on the ancient world, including the Greeks and Romans. This mosaic of Alexander the Great is from the House of the Faun in Pompeii. Alexander lived in the 4th century BCE, and this mosaic is from a couple centuries later in a Roman Samnite town. I think it shows how interdisciplinary we are. You might do a 3rd year special topics course in the history of Alexander the Great, tyrant or hero. In my 1st year archaeology class, we talk about Pompeii, the excavations, its art and architecture, such as the Roman architectural form of the amphitheater. And this amphitheater as well has its own history. The historian Tacitus talks about a riot that happened here, and we have a Roman painting, wall painting from Pompeii with an illustration of the riot that Tacitus talks about in this very amphitheater. So it's really exciting stuff. In a 1st year Roman civilization class, you might talk about the eruption of the volcano, Vesuvius, which looms over the ruins of Pompeii that you can see here. It entombed the town in 79 CE. In the 1st year of your Greek and Roman Studies program, you might take language courses such as Greek or Latin elementary language courses. You might also take a Greek Civ course, which would cover topics like politics, religion, philosophy, literature, art, archaeology, and myth, such as the birth of Athena from the head of Zeus, shown here on this black figure vase. Or you might talk about sports like the ancient Olympics, or in a Roman Civ class, gladiators. So the gladiatorial games are pictured here in a mosaic from Leptis Magna in North Africa. This is from the 2nd century CE. So after learning about gladiators, you might be able to tell Thrakes from a Murmillo with the oblong shields. Here's a list of some of our 1st year courses. There are the language courses. So the 1005 designation means the fall, and you have to pass that in order to get into the winter course, which is a continuation with the same textbook. The Greek and Roman Civ courses that I talked about, they're larger lecture courses. The Greek and Latin language courses tend to be rather small, 20 or 30 people. And I get to know people's names immediately in the first class or 2. I know everybody's name. So I really enjoy the smaller classes. But the Greek and Roman Civ are more lecture-based. And there will be the option probably of a online version of the course. So one section would be online. You could do that delivery method, or you could take it in person on campus. In archaeology, this is what I'm teaching right now, the Archaeology 1009. These are 2 separate courses. They do use the same textbook, but you can take the winter course one year and then the fall course the next year, for instance. So in this course, you learn about excavation and the preservation of evidence, not just the pottery and walls and statues, but also bog bodies and mummies and all kinds of things. We consider ethical questions like who should own the Parthenon frieze, also called the Elgin marbles. And we investigate the whole history of humankind from its material remains, all over the world, right up to yesterday's garbage. The 1st year seminar, the acronym FISM, 1106 is the classics topic, and the topic changes. This is a full year course. And this year, the topic is the intersections of identity in ancient Greece and Rome. So here you really dig into reading and analyzing and research and writing and it has a number of super cool topics. This one looks at how individuals construct and express various categories of identity, including social class, race, gender, and sexuality in ancient Greece and Rome. Other topics included travel and tourism in the ancient world in other years. In second year, this is just a selection of our courses. There are the literature courses on the epics of Homer and Virgil, the Greek dramatic writers, Aeschylus, Sophocles, Euripides, Aristophanes. On the Roman side, there's Plautus, Terence, Seneca. We have courses in religion, art and archaeology, philosophy, ancient science and technology, the ever-popular myth course, and various history courses listed here, as well as the continuation of the Greek and Latin language courses. Many of these courses are cross-listed with another department. So Greek and Roman epic and drama are both cross-listed with English, the religion cross-listed there, the archaeology can count to an archaeology minor, and so on. It makes it easier to do a double major if you want to do that. I'll talk more on programs in a minute. At the third year level, these types of courses continue. The topics become narrower in focus as you dig deeper into the subject. And I just wanted to mention a few of our courses they generate a lot of excitement. So the archaeological fieldwork courses at the third and fourth year level, these provide an opportunity for students to go on an archaeological dig and usually to get credit for it. Currently with COVID, the university is not encouraging travel. So you have to find something close to home in Canada to get credit for it this year. You have to dig for at least 3 weeks, usually 5 or 6 weeks. And it's your initiative to find the dig. We can help you with that and apply and get accepted. And the dig that is pictured here is Gabii near Rome. And our own Professor Banducci is the director of finds there. So we have a special connection. Maybe Nigel could talk a bit more about that since he is going there this summer, I believe. The next course I want to feature is affectionately called the TRIP course. Officially, it's called Greek and Roman Studies Abroad. So this is usually offered every second year, although COVID has prevented it in the last couple of years. In the past, we've been to Greece and Turkey, Rome, Pompeii, and Roman Britain. So students get third-year credit for this course. The requirement is just 1 credit in any of our courses. So you could possibly go in your second year if that's what fits, because it's not offered every year. And then our fourth year seminar. This is another of our small classes where you get a lot of individual attention. You can do a major essay in this course to prepare you for graduate school or for skills in the working world. And currently the topic is Caesar in Rome and on the screen. So looking at archaeology, history, literature, as well as how Caesar is presented in movies today. That's taught by Professor Jacqueline Neal. Another topic was The Ancient Body in Love, taught by Professor Yukai Lee. I mentioned programs of study. So just to give you an idea, if you take a course for a whole year, say if you take Latin in both semesters, that would be 1 credit. So 10 of those credits would give you a BA honors degree with 10 other courses in various other fields. If you do a combined honors, say, again, Nigel could talk to this, with history and Greek and Roman studies, you would do 7 in Greek and Roman studies and maybe 7 in the other honors program. And if you did a BA in 3 years, you would take 6 courses from the Greek and Roman studies selection. The minors are 4 credits. So archaeology is a special kind of program because the only required course is that first year archaeology 1008 and 9. And after that, there's a whole selection at the second, third, and fourth year levels from various departments. So you could do the chemistry of artifacts, I think, is one course. And you can take a look at that. It's linked on this PowerPoint. The minor in Greek and Roman Studies requires just a first year, second, third year courses, but just 4 credits. So I hope that you will come and study with us at Carleton. And I'm going to turn it over now to Nigel, who can talk about the student experience here.
Hi. Yeah, so I can talk a little bit about that. I don't have a fancy PowerPoint, but I can speak a little bit. So my name is Nigel. I'm a current student here, and I'm doing a combined honors in Greek and Roman Studies and History, and also a double minor in Archaeology and Medieval Studies. So like Professor Klassen mentioned, there's a lot of opportunities for classes to be cross-listed, which means it actually makes it quite easy to do, for example, like I did Greek and Roman Studies and History, because there are a number of courses that do overlap. So it makes it easier to get through your requirements. This is my final semester, so I'm graduating, but I'm very grateful to have had the opportunity to attend Greek and Roman Studies at Carleton for my BA. I'll talk a little bit about why I've loved this program so much, but I would definitely recommend it. One of the best parts about being a student at Greek and Roman Studies is that it is a small department. It's very easy to get to know your professors and your other students since class sizes are relatively small. And this also leads to many great opportunities. Once your professors and your fellow students get to know you and your interests, they'll also let you know about various opportunities like job postings or archaeological excavations, projects, courses, grad studies, and all sorts of other opportunities like that. And like Professor Klassen also mentioned, I'm going to Gabby near Rome this summer to help out our own Professor Banducci on a dig. So because I took her Etruscan archaeology course last year, I got to work with her on a summer project, summer research project last summer to contribute to database development. And doing that led to her inviting me to join her on the actual site this summer. So you get to make all these sorts of amazing connections that can help develop your own interests. And there are some very niche courses as well, so you can explore all areas of ancient history, such as food history or ancient Sicily, Roman Britain, the Etruscans, and all sorts of stuff. Student life is also very intimate. There's a lot of opportunities to get involved, such as the Classic Student Society, the Archaeological Society, and the Corvus Undergraduate Journal, where you can either get published or become an editor yourself. So if you have any questions, you can feel free to reach out to me anytime, and I'll put my email in the chat in case you want to reach out.
Thanks, Nigel. Nigel, you have some knowledge of the history. If in the co-op history program, is it viable to minor in religious studies?
Definitely. So like I mentioned, there is the option to cross-list a lot of courses. So co-op really just like extends your degree by another year, so you have the opportunity to pursue those opportunities. It's not hard at all, from what I've heard, to pursue a minor within that. I believe you can also do a double major within that as well. So you can fulfill all the regular course requirements on top of the co-op. I didn't do co-op myself, but I have friends who did. So it's not too difficult from what I've heard.
Are there any other questions? Okay, well, maybe we can head over to the booth. Sarah, our host, can advise us.
Yes, hello. Thank you for that. If that sounds like a great idea. So if you're currently in the presentation now, if you leave the presentation and then you go to the academic booth, you'll be able to search for the booth that you're interested in to ask any questions. I want to say a very heartfelt thank you to all of our presenters today. It was very informative and great. So thank you for taking time to do that. And for everyone watching, head over to the booths, either the academic booths or the student services booth to learn more. And I hope that we will see you in the fall. Bye, everyone.
Yeah, thank you for being here. Bye.